People have a fairly strong appreciation of ISIS's military strengths. We've seen them on show in the last 9 weeks, particularly. These include a talent for deliberate planning, for undertaking multi-year campaigns, which have both political and military elements. So an example of that would be the very patient campaign to break down the resilience of the Iraqi security forces, a campaign that began way back in April 2011, when warnings were issued to security force members, but also amnesties offered to members who detached from the security forces, followed by a 2-year campaign of assassinations, blowing up the homes of security force members, attacking their families, attacking them when they're off duty. This is what made the Iraqi security forces so brittle that when ISIS launched its attacks in June 2014, the security forces shattered in many places. So they have a talent for deliberate planning. They're also able to undertake ferocious mobile infantry attacks, whereby they get 25 or 50 SUVs or utility vehicles, pickup trucks, and charge into an area and take it by storm. They're very good at using psychological operations to very quickly establish the sense that they control areas, putting up their flags on all key administrative buildings and all key crossroads, other high visibility locations. And they're very good also at pursuing what you might call a mergers and acquisitions model of growth, whereby they rock into an area and immediately try and recruit the most like-minded insurgent group in the area to become part of ISIS and to become, in a sense, their local affiliate or their local franchise. So the strengths of ISIS are quite well known. Part of ISIS's military strength has come from the fact that it has had the initiative, it has had the momentum. While ISIS is choosing where the next major attack happens, its small numbers, which probably include a striking force of no more than about 3,000 to 5,000 mobile troops, and a larger defensive force of, let's say, 15,000 to 20,000, it can move those striking forces wherever it wants and initiate new battles. And it can always have the local superiority over its enemies, bringing all of its heavy weapons to one place or two places and using them to achieve local superiority. But now, as the initiative increasingly switches to the US, Kurdish, and Iraqi security forces, we're finding that ISIS is spread thin across a very large number of locations. While the federal security forces are picking the locations where the next fight is happening, ISIS cannot catch up. And ISIS's heavy weapons and its fighters are spread out, and the federal security forces were able to concentrate effort on key points. Additionally, ISIS has been able to recruit heavily within many of the areas that it's captured and build up large auxiliary forces. If these auxiliary forces, tribes and other insurgent movements, start to see ISIS be defeated on other battlefields, they may begin to detach from the group, and they may even become the greatest security threat to the group. So part of ISIS's strength could become one of its greatest weaknesses if we can maintain the momentum of Kurdish security force and Iraqi security force attacks, augmented by US air power, which proved to be decisive, both at Sinjar and also at Mosul Dam. There are already a couple of key battlefields shaping up against ISIS. We just saw Mosul Dam retaken. There will be both the federal government and a Kurdish attempt to tighten the perimeter around Mosul, ISIS's capital in Iraq. We'll also see federal government security forces with Sunni tribes mounting major security operations in both Haditha, where there's another strategic dam, power station and refinery, and also in Ramadi, the capital of Anbar province. In both of those areas, we will see federal government forces with local tribes fighting ISIS. And that's a good formula for a place where US involvement could tip the scales in favour of the federal government. The US military is most likely to succeed where it intervenes in battles where the Iraqi federal security forces are working with the local population, and also where they're trying to protect or secure a key piece of critical infrastructure.